Are you obsessed over a certain disc format? Well, I got the cure. In today's physical media news topic video, we discuss what it means to obsess over 4K. We then get into a massive rant why only collecting 4K can absolutely destroy your collection, and then we give you some tips on when you should be collecting 4K in the future. But first, if you love collecting all the different formats just like me and being a part of this amazing league of mega film fans where we have a friendly film fan community to talk the movies we absolutely love, you are in the right spot, my friend. Go ahead and mega blockbust that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all future physical media news and topics. And leave in the comments below what do you think of the 4K format, and let's get into it. So, blockbustering into the news here, we get into what people have been recently collecting, and that is 4K. Yes, we've seen an uptick in 4K collecting over the years. 4K has become the premium format for collectors. Everybody loves their 4K, obsessed with 4K, will only get 4K. That's what it means to be a little bit overwhelmed with 4K collecting. Yes, some people will only collect the Ultra HD format. If they do not see that 4K logo, they will no longer collect the disc. And this, of course, can be a big issue. Yes, we will definitely rant on that in a little bit. But basically, for example, you go into the Walmart stores, you don't see 4K, you decide not to pick anything up. You only want that 4K, no Blu rays, no DVDs. I mean, you are repulsed by these other disc formats. Goodness, if you see a VHS in there, you are just out all entirely for your collecting. But I would say this is kind of an obsession. This is kind of a sickness in a way where you should really consider all the formats as beautiful creatures and decide what to collect from there. Because if you don't open your mind to collecting all the formats, then you might be missing out on a lot of darn good movies. Reason why is because there's not a lot of titles on the 4K disc. Such a small percentage of movies actually get to the Ultra HD format. Most titles are actually on VHS way back when, but then some make the leap up to DVD, then a few up to Blu-ray, then even a way fewer fraction of a percent up to 4K. So if you're only collecting 4K, you are missing out on a ton of movies there. So many catalog titles you are not going to ever see get to the 4K Ultra HD format. So once again, just sharing an experience here, I went into Walmart the other day. Of course, we know they're 90% DVDs, right? They don't have a lot of 4Ks as it is, but I saw this movie that did catch my attention, Mask, and I'm like, you know what? This is only a DVD in there. I don't think this has a well, I know it doesn't have a 4K, but I don't even know if it has a Blu-ray. And if it does have a Blu-ray, it's probably not readily available or it might be kind of expensive. Why not pick up the DVD for $5? The movie interests me. I want to watch the movie. I want to see the story. I want to see what goes on with these characters. I've heard good things about this one with Cher and Eric Stoltz in here. And so I'm like, I got to check out this movie. I've just heard about it over the years and I want to add it to my collection. But if I had an obsession with 4K and said, no, what? I cannot touch a DVD. Ooh, DVD burns too bad. It's too spicy. I cannot touch this DVD. I would not added it to my collection. So it's just about being open minded there, of course, about all the different disc formats and not being obsessed over one format only, right? You don't want to be just obsessed over 4K because then you're limiting yourself on movies, let alone talking about the expense or other technical issues that may come along with a 4K. Once again, not everybody having a 4K player. Sometimes 4K disc skips and pauses and all that. We're not even getting into the technical aspects, but just limiting yourself on certain title, a ton of titles is not the way to obsess there. We do not want to limit ourselves on movies. We want to open our world to movies, which means we must open our world to all the different formats and not just look at the shiny new penny being the 4K Ultra HD disc. There's already people talking about, ooh, when the 8K disc comes out, I'm just going to be collecting that. I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck is happening here? Do not just obsess over the most recent format. I just think that can be a dangerous way to start collecting. And now to get into a massive rant on why you should not be obsessing over the 4K format. obsessing over 4K can absolutely destroy your collection because if you're limiting yourself to the 4K format, you are limiting yourself to what movies you can watch because such a small percentage actually make it to the 4K disc. So if you're going out there and you're saying, I'm only going to get it if it's on Ultra HD 4K, you are just hurting your collection overall because there's so many beautiful, great movies on DVD and Blu ray that if you're only picking up 4K, you're just not getting all the movies you may actually want. And it may take forever for something to get to 4K. And once again, most of the time, it will not get to 4K. Now, it's different if you hear there's an announcement for a 4K coming out, or there's a 4K scan out there. But if that's not the case, why are you just going to wait and worry and hope that it might come out to 4K before you pick it up and actually watch the movie? That could be 5, 10, 15, 20, or never years later. You don't know how long we are here. So why not just watch the movie you want to watch on a freaking DVD or a Blu-ray if it's there? Don't obsess over the 4K. You need the 4K. You can only watch it if it has that many pixels on screen. You got to see the little hair fiber. Don't get me wrong. I love the 4K format. I love a good 4K. If I can get a 4K cheap, I am all about that. But if I want to see a movie and it's not available on 4K, you be darned too. And I'm sure going to watch it on that DVD. I do not mind picking up a DVD to see an excellent movie. The movie comes first, and then of course the disc and the format. So I have no problems with DVDs, Blu-rays, or 4Ks. I love all the different formats, and I don't think you should obsess over one format because that could really damage your collection because you're just restricting yourself, you're limiting yourself on what movies you are picking up, and maybe you want certain movies in your collection that you're actually gonna love. You gotta get your collection spot on with different disc formats because like I said, just not many things are available on 4K. All right, so let's talk about the future and when you should actually collect 4Ks. Well, you should collect a 4K when you want to collect a 4K and you are able to do so. So sometimes, once again, like I said, the 4K isn't available. Now, if the 4K is available, then you can make your decision whether you want the 4K, the Blu-ray, the DVD. That's all personal preference. There's pros and cons to each. I've talked about all of them in different matchup videos, and I'll link some of those videos in the description below so you can check them out at the end of this video to make your format decision preference. But once again, it has to be available on 4K for you to actually want to pick it up on 4K. Don't be worried if it's not on 4K. If you want to see the movie, like I said, pick it up on a different format. Now, maybe you're a budgeted collector and you're only going to pick up 4K certain times. Well, when do you want to pick up 4Ks? Well, like me, I like to pick up 4Ks when there's huge discounts and sales. And there's always sales going on for different boutique labels. They happen in different seasons. So definitely research into that, like Criterion sale season for July and November. And then, of course, you have those holiday discounts, those holiday deals, Black Friday deals. Oh my gosh, I've been saving so much money on these 4K discs, getting these movies for like under $11 when before they were over $30, $40, some of that. Oh my gosh, that was not the time for me to collect them. I had no problem waiting just a little bit till the end of the year to pick up some awesome 4K. And now I'm enjoying these 4Ks, of course. So it depends how savvy you want to be with your 4K collecting. But once again, the movie has to be available for you to pick it up on 4K. I wouldn't shy away from those Blu-rays or DVDs if that's your only option to watch a particular movie. Unless, this is a big if here, maybe you are purposely restricting yourself because you don't want to collect too much movies. So you have put that restriction that you're only going to collect 4K because you know a lot of stuff isn't going to get the 4K. And so you just want a really small collection just so you budget yourself and maybe you have a certain number of shelf spacing and you have to save room. I get it. So maybe you purposely restrict yourself. I do that sometimes too with I don't do a lot of importing because importing can get expensive, have limited space. So one way I restrict myself is for the most part, I don't really import anything. So if you're doing it because of that reason, then that's perfectly fine. More power to you. Go save that space. I understand that's important too. But once again, if it's a movie you absolutely need to watch, it's one of your favorites, don't just be waiting there twiddling your thumbs for 20 years, hoping it comes out the 4K. Pick up the darn movie on DVD or Blu ray, watch it, have a great old time. But like I said, if you do want to collect 4K, but it's a budgeting issue, just pick up 4Ks at the certain times. They're on sale and on a discount. I do tons of sell and discount videos, so just be savvy, do your research, and then you'll know when to pick up them 4Ks. But those are just my wild thoughts on this discussion right now in this recent news where I saw people just obsessing over 4K format. I love the format, but we can't get carried away. We got to know movie is top priority. So you guys leave in the comments below, have you seen this trend out there? When do you think you should collect 4K? Are Blu-rays and DVDs okay to watch movies on? Let's share those stories down below and respond to each other's comments in a friendly film fan way, of course, to get a good dialogue going back and forth. And of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and Mega Blockbuster that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all future physical media topics. And of course, have a great day watching and talking the movies, my friends. Of course, you love this physical media topic here. Go ahead and Mega Blockbuster the next video right now. And thank you so much, my Mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.